Hey, what up, folks? This is GK. As you've seen in the market, there's a huge demand for agentic AI, and AI keyword is everywhere, even in DevOps right now. So if you are new to agentic AI, then I would highly recommend watching one of my video where I have shown you a scenario how agentic AI can be used in your CI pipeline. Today, I'm going to show you 5 projects that you should try at home, even if you do not have a chance to work on those projects at work. But at least pick one project based on the level of skill you have currently with DevOps, right from the first one, which is kind of easier level when compared to the other 4 projects. So pick anything that is more comfortable for you and solve that or do that at home, and then put that on your resume and then post it on LinkedIn. So these 5 projects are not some random projects. These are commonly used at enterprise level. So this will help you a lot to integrate or to use AI as part of your DevSecOps. All right, so project 1 is GitHub Actions AI Agent. Now, if you know the CI process, every time a developer would raise a PR, somebody is going to review that manually and check the code quality, or if they have integrated with SonarQube, then that would check for unit tests, and it also does static analysis and the security scans, the basic security scans, etc. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to integrate the Claude API as part of the workflow. So every time a PR is raised, it calls the Claude API, sends the full diff, and then Claude returns the code quality if there are any code quality issues, or if there are any OWASP findings which are not easier for the normal DevOps engineer to understand. So that will also be checked by the Claude, and it will give you the risk findings and security score. If security score is high, then a Slack alert is sent to the team lead, and then or any lead who is going to merge to the branch. Then obviously you can also ask Claude to take an action like merging. But for now, in this tutorial, it's more about helping the lead to understand the code quality of the PR. So why it matters on resume is because if you are currently working as a DevSecOps engineer, and this is an easiest way to integrate AI as part of your DevSecOps. And also it has integrations with Slack, so you learn how to use GitHub Actions if you haven't used it before, and integrate with Claude API and Slack webhook. If you think about the effort, it might take 1 weekend for you to deliver this project, because you can use Claude Code to write a simple GitHub Actions workflow, and you can create an API key in the Claude API console. So these tutorials might cost you some money, but I would say load at least $10 into the credits of the Anthropic console. That way you can finish all these 5 projects if you want to, or you can just start with one project. Now let's talk about project 2, which is self-healing Terraform agent. So if you're aware of GitOps or drift detection, so basically what that means is you have all your Terraform code or your entire infrastructure codified in a Git repository, and you make a change or you run the Terraform, and you have the infrastructure which is currently in any cloud platform. Now, if somebody makes a change directly in the console, meaning let's say they have deleted an EC2 instance, or they have modified type of an EC2 instance, or it could be any change that is done manually inside a console, then you would not know unless you have the GitOps, which would check for the state of the infrastructure through the Git repository. So basically, every time whatever the code that you have written in the Git should match with whatever the infrastructure that is being created in the console. So this is a typical GitOps implementation, and if there is any drift, then GitOps will automatically make a change. So now how we're going to use AI into this is, so there's going to be an agent on Cloud Scheduler if you're using Google Cloud or any scheduling that you can use in any cloud, which runs, let's say, every hour or every 6 hours. It runs Terraform plan and sends drift report to Claude. Now Claude evaluates whether the drift is safe to be automatically applied by running Terraform apply, or it has to be escalated. Now, if it is a low risk drift, let's say that there is a tag change on the resource, then it's a very low risk, and Claude can run the Terraform apply and revert the changes which are done manually in the console. But let's say security group change and they have put quad zeros, which is a very high risk, or they have implemented something called star.star in AWS IAM role or policy. So that's also high risk because it's a high security risk. Then Claude would evaluate that and it would send immediately a Slack message with full explanation what happened, who made the change, etc. by getting the log information. And then that way security team or somebody would be alerted and then they will take an action on this. So you might think, what is the AI intelligence here? Basically the AI intelligence is about understanding the criticality as a human. Because if it is a tag change, you do not want to be immediately alerted at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. when you're sleeping for a simple change, right? And that's what the AI would do, and it evaluates what is the kind of risk. I have done this at home last weekend, and if you want me to show this, then let me know in the comment section. I can implement this and also put the entire code along with everything in my Git repository. So that's project number 2, which is self-healing Terraform agent. The project number 3 is AI incident triage agent. So usually whenever there is an incident, the PagerDuty fires. PagerDuty is your pager, and then engineer spends 20 minutes just figuring out what broke. Now this agent collapses that 20 minutes into 2 minutes. So basically alert fires from PagerDuty. Cloud agent immediately classifies the alert type, fetches the logs, check, resend, deploys, and then it generates the step-by-step runbook for the person who is on call and assigns the score, whether it is P1, P2, or P3. So all of it lands in the Slack before engineer even opens the laptop. Like for instance, if you ask the agent to create a Jira ticket, it can create a Jira ticket, and then it can provide all the runbook, what has to be implemented, what is the incident, and what you can do to resolve it. And that way, engineer doesn't have to spend a lot of time and effort in trying to understand what went wrong. Now, this will be a very good project for SRE engineers or people who are working in the operations. If you have a scope in the company, then I highly recommend implementing this in your current company. But if you do not have, then also try this at home, like I've said, and then show to the people that you have implemented an agent that can check your incidents. Now, project number 4 is the container vulnerability triage agent, which is what currently I'm working on in my company. So the problem here is there are a bunch of container security tools like CVE or Gripe, which finds hundreds of CVEs. So which ones actually matter is a very difficult thing, because at enterprise level, you have thousands and hundred thousands of containers across thousands of clusters. And when a Triage agent scans, it is impossible for us as a DevOps engineer to understand which one is critical when you are sending this report to the customer or to the application team. So agent takes raw scan in output from a CSPM platform and enriches each CVE against the exploit database. And it can give scoring actual probability of exploitation, not just CVSS score. So Claude ranks by real world risk, not severity alone. And you can now prioritize what should be remediated first, and then create a report and send it to the application teams. Or you can also recommend them what is the patch that should be applied, which is usually provided by the CSPM itself. But in this case, it's more about prioritization and remediation report. But let's say that a critical vulnerability detected at the K8's admission webhook, then that deployment can be blocked before it hits production. So what this shows is a container security at depth, risk reasoning, and not just tooling. So project 5 is FinOps anomaly detection agent. This is more about the cost. Another enterprise issue is whenever they enable cloud services for different teams and different LOBs, they try to overrun by overusing without knowing what type of instances that they have to provision, etc. Another enterprise problem. So standard approach, generally what companies follow is they look at the dashboards and budget alerts and receive and then react to the overspent, react after the application teams have overspent. So now you can implement an agent that pulls billing information from AWS Cost Explorer or GCP BigQuery or Azure Cost Management. And then Claude here identifies which service, which team, and which resource. It also projects month to end bill at current trajectory and finds idle and oversized resources contributing to the burn. Now you can also use again Slack integration here for full root cause and recommendation action. Again, another approach is also to create a Jira ticket, which Claude can integrate by calling the Jira API, and then assign it to the cost owner. Important thing again here is that it has to be well defined with the tags or with the tags who are the cost owners. This is fastest path to the premium band in cloud right now, as a lot of companies are using AI models also in cloud. So these are the 5 projects that I want you to implement or practice at home. If you're not sure where to start, then I highly recommend the first one. If you are new to cloud, then you can start with the first project. And if you are into cloud security track, then I highly recommend going through the 4th project. And if you want to have a fastest resume impact, then project 3 would add a lot of value for every SRE engineer. If you want fastest resume impact, then I would recommend you to go through project 3. Every SRE team has this problem, but at least try to deliver one project and put it on the GitHub, and let me know in the comment section if you have any questions or which project you want me to go through or deep dive if you want me to. All right, with that, thank you so much. I hope this would help you to kickstart into Agentic AI DevOps. And if you haven't watched my previous video about the cloud engineer track or what you should do if you want to learn cloud engineer in 2026, I highly recommend watching that video. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care.